this? Oh, look at that. I looked up and I noticed that there was what looked like a water stain on the ceiling. This is not sewer water, folks.
The ceiling's gonna start having a problem. But
Right.
it's not wet. You go through the obvious. I checked the shower valve first, take off the plate, and that wasn't it. I looked all in there. There was no water coming down from anything. So then the next thing is the drain. We'll have a plumber come, take down the ceiling, get in there, put probably a new P-trap in there, and we'll be good to go.
Good morning, everybody. It's pretty early in the morning. At least it's early for me. I don't usually have to get up this early anymore because I've hired other people to do the breakfasts. But here I am. There is a guest who requested a very early breakfast. And in a weak moment, I said yes. But I'm not making Spooky do it. I'm going to do it myself. It's only fair. Spooky has about 8 breakfasts that he has to get out at 8:30. And so he just got here a little while ago. He's working on those. To ask him to interrupt his routine and do this one standalone breakfast far earlier than that would be completely unfair. So I'm doing it. I've got my coffee, which is only decaf, so this isn't helping much at all. I'm groggy, but it's a beautiful morning out. It's gonna be another gorgeous day. It's September, and it has been beautiful the past few days. It's been summer weather. It's mid-September, and it's beach weather. We went out yesterday for a walk. Hot, it was so warm. People were riding by us on bikes, going to the pool. So although we had a cool August, it's making up for it by being warmer later in the season. So I'm sorry if you came in August. You should have come to Provincetown in September. So I'm gonna drink a little bit more of my decaf coffee and then put together scrambled eggs, a bagel, and coffee for a guest who made the very poor decision to fly out of Provincetown far too early in the day. Far too early.
This is where the leak was from.
So is that the same stuff as this?
Yeah.
Before it got painted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what I usually do is I paint it while it's not up yet because it's so much freaking easier.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we'll get to this till before we go. So we can put our living room back together. But there was a P-trap underneath here from the shower, and it was actually leaking from people standing on the drain, separated the drain from the pipe. So I think that bathroom was renovated a while ago, so it makes sense. So it's all done.
Good. We can put our area back together.
Yeah, you want to do that in a minute? Oh, let me put the curtains up. There we go. this was up. This is up. Okay, so this. Maybe I should read the directions before you start filming. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it. We have a few outdoor fire extinguishers. There's 5 feet. So it's gotta go right under there. This one's on the 2nd floor, and it was just old. And the one on the 1st floor, a guest kind of elbowed into it, and thus busted it. So, can you hold it right here, Boo Boo? Ooh, that got a nice bite. Okay, you're good, honey. So, then we decided to replace both of them with new modern contemporary ones. I just did this one up here, room 8, because room 8 doesn't have anybody in it right now. And so I'll do room 3, which the other one is outside of, once that goes vacant. There's a code to these. There's a code to everything else. I don't know if you guys know this, but I own a property management company, so I got very familiar with the codes. But I didn't know there was a code for fireboxes, so I looked it up on the International Building Code, and yes, indeed, there is one. So it has to be 5 feet, no more than 5 feet from the walking surface, and then if it's less than 40 pounds, and this one's less than 40 pounds. If it weighs more than 40 pounds, it can be no higher than 3.5 feet above.
I'll do lean machine on multi-grain.
Yeah. So I'm doing another.
Number 3 at Relic.
This should make Kurt happy because my head looks enormous in this angle, and his head looks teeny weeny, and he always says that his head always looks much bigger than mine. It is mid-September, and it's gorgeous out.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And it's what's different than the spring. Like when you get nice winter in the spring, there's still cold in the air. The ocean is still like in the high 40s or low 50s or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so if there's a little wind, it's cold. And now the ocean's warmed up. Mm-hmm. The land's warmed up. The dunes are warmed up. The lakes, mm-hmm. The ponds are warmed up. Streets are warmed up. And so whenever there's a little wind, it's a nice warm wind. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between this. September's our favorite month here. Mm-hmm. You can get in restaurants and you can still go to the beach and it's just not freaking packed. So this is our favorite month.
We were just down at the wharf watching the ferries come in, and the ferries are full of people, and both the guest houses are full this weekend.
And there were seals that were popping up.
Yes.
That was really cute. They swim on their backs sometimes.
We're not going to venture out very far tonight. I don't think we're going to sit and have martinis on our front porch and make dinner. So just a usual Friday night for us. But the day started off with sort of a odd occurrence. This is the sort of thing that happens that makes us wonder about people.
It does make you wonder about people because we had two guests that sent us a picture this morning of one of the bath towels that was really soiled. I mean, big spots all over it. And we're thinking to, first we go into innkeeper mode. We're so sorry. Let's bring you a whole new set of towels. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And
I'll actually put the picture they sent us. I'll put that picture up here so you can see it right now.
So then I started looking at the stain and I'm going, that actually looks like somebody used their foot to wipe a floor. And then I go into, why is our floor that dirty?
Well, they sent us this picture and they said, just to let you know, this was how the towel was when we took it off of the towel rack.
And just to let you guys know, and I'm sure every other inn, we're not unique. When you get a towel and it goes down, and if everything that's soiled gets spot treated and then goes into the wash. If the spot doesn't remove itself, then it goes into a soak overnight, and we have a special solution for that. And then it goes back into the regular wash cycle. So somebody looks at the towel before it gets washed, then it gets washed. They look after it before it gets washed and goes into the dryer. After it comes out of the dryer, it gets folded. And the way we fold our towels, you look at both sides of everything you fold. So nothing goes out with, like a really egregious stain or even a stain. We have a zero stain policy for our laundress.
There's no way that picture that you just saw would have been missed.
Yeah.
No way.
And then the housekeeper, she refolds some stuff depending on how the towels are displayed in the room. And then before we have a check-in, our managers at each of them go in to make sure the room is set up and guest ready. And so everything gets looked at again. So we're thinking to ourselves, how?
How did we screw up so bad?
Because if you had this size stain, if you folded it, you'd see the stain. And so we're questioning policy. We're questioning, do we have to add another layer of inspection?
People don't realize when they pull something like this that our first instinct is to think we have failed. Something has gone wrong. How could our staff have been so careless to let this happen? And you put it as people don't realize the domino effect that occurs.
A statement like that may.
Because then I shared that picture with the staff, and I said,
at both houses.
This room says that this is how they found the towel when they pulled it off the rack. And I said, this seems odd to us, because it did. It seemed odd to us. But just wanted you to be aware. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. So I wasn't placing blame. We thought that it seemed a little weird.
That stain could not end up as a finished product in a room.
But of course, I apologized up and down to the guests for our failure.
And then, so Jeffrey, our laundress, texts back and says, there's 2 towels in that room like that. And we're going, what? So then housekeeping goes in, and what does housekeeping find?
A hair dye packet in the trash of the room.
Yeah.
So one of them was dyeing their hair and using the towel to dry it off, and a bunch of it came off in the towel, and they wanted to avoid being charged for the towels. So they made up a story and said, oh, this is how we found the towel, so can't blame us. This is what we found. You're in. But why do people do that? Why do people do stuff like that? Why not? If you're going to bring hair dye with you, or if you stop somewhere to get hair dye, pick up a cheap towel somewhere too, so you don't ruin the towels of the place that you're staying.
Or ask us. We pull towels. We pull all of stuff that out of circulation that we say is not guest ready. It's getting a little thin, or it's frayed on an edge, or whatever. All that goes into a big pile and then gets cut up for various purposes.
Well,
just ask us for a freaking towel.
Right, we use them as rags, cleaning rags afterwards. So we do. We have a pile of those.
People think this is a big corporation. It's just Cory and me and a couple of employees.
They get it in their head that, oh, this place is part of a chain. They don't care. They've got tons of towels. They've got tons of money. Nope. It's just Kurt and Cory's place.
And you do go on a list.
No, you don't.
I'd like to put you on a list. No, they're acceptable losses. We just don't like the deception. People do things. People think things break. Blah, 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 blah.
So that was disappointing. That was a disappointing start to the day. And what else happened today?
The water. One of our guests brings a cup down from their room and says, "What's that?" And it was discolored water. And we go, "Golly!" So I turned the water on, and it was discolored. Provincetown flushes out its water system a couple times a year, and they don't tell us, and then whatever. So that's what happens. I think in this instance, though, we did see a new pipe running down Shank Painter, and so they're actually expanding something or whatever. So it was just a pipe they hooked up, and there was discolored water. But it sets off a tizzy. People get upset, and it's nothing we can do. Welcome to small town, USA. They're flushing things out.
Yep, you're in a small town at the tip of Cape Cod, and things don't run like they do probably where you live. Here, once in a while, our water is brown. It's the old pipes in town, and they flush to force out whatever they have to force out. It doesn't really even smell. There's nothing wrong with the water except that it's discolored.
No, actually, we have really good water.
Yeah.
Yeah, water. Yeah, I really like our water here.
So I sent a text out to all the guests apologizing, right? Like, I'm apologizing for stuff, again, that I have no control over, but that's what you do. So I sent out a text apologizing and letting people know that it was just the town flushing the water system, that this happens occasionally. But people still were texting and coming into the office and saying, my water's brown. One person even said that the sewage system had backed up. Girl, no.
Some people should not leave home, okay?
I'm coming. I'm coming.